Hello, today I have with me a great client of mine and a friend of mine. His name is Mike, and we're just going to talk a little bit about the procedure and the process in which Mike went through to get the look that he has. And tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of what your feelings are and the process you went through and what you thought of it, and just a general, just give me some idea of what you've been through and what you think of it.
Well, you know, Les, I'm 65 years old. I've been retired for 2 years from a private practice I used to have. And we met probably almost 10 years ago. And I came to you because I was getting concerned about my hair thinning quite a bit. And as the thinning occurred more and more, I started thinking I need to do something. And I began searching around for where can I go, what options would I have, should I get a hair transplant, you know, what's available out there. And I had some friends I knew who wore a hairpiece, and I really didn't like it. You know, I looked at that and I said, oh my gosh, I don't want to look like that. I think I'd rather go bald. And so I was thinking I'm going to shy away from looking at some kind of hair...
Any non-surgical option.
Yeah. And so that I've been doing that for like maybe a year or two just privately. I didn't want anybody to know that I was actually doing that. In the meantime, I'm trying to comb my hair in such a way that doesn't quite look like what's happening is actually happening. Well, you know, without getting into the reasons why, genetic or whatever, I was going through a real stressful time in my life and had thyroid problems. And next thing I know, I'm really starting to lose a lot more hair up front. And I increased my effort to try to find something. Well, I don't even quite remember what it was, but I found your site. And that's when I called and made contact to come in and get a consultation about, you know, what we should do.
I remember you had a real stigma, thinking, "Oh, I'm not wearing a wig or a rug."
Yeah.
And
yeah. I was super paranoid of that.
Yes.
And so I think, you know, I actually came here thinking, you know, I'm going to hear your spiel and get the heck out of here. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm just not going to set myself up to have some kind of a expensive thing that I'm not going to want to wear anyways. So, I mean, you were really on the line there to kind of convince me that I should step in this direction. And actually, quite frankly, I wanted to be convinced. But I was really skeptical. So that's how we began.
Yeah. You know, the neat thing about when you and I had begun, if I would have said to you, "Hey, we're going to shave the top of your head off, buddy, and this is what you're going to do," you'd have ran out the door.
Oh, it would have been like, you're going to chop my head off. Yeah, no way, you know. And in actuality, if you remember, I had a small developing bald spot right up on top here.
Actually, I did.
You still had a lot of hair.
Yes.
And so what I wanted was just a little round.
And we did start with a little.
We did start with that.
I knew I couldn't lose you, and it did look better. I felt it was a little bit harder for you to deal with, but you were willing to put the effort in, and your hair still looked like $1,000,000.
Oh, it was one small step for mankind.
That's correct.
It
was kind of that kind of deal. But you know, we had to handle you. You're I don't want to call you a strong-willed, but you're a guy that knows what he wants, and so I had to work backwards through that process to try to develop a little bit of confidence in how we work together.
Well, I was scared to death to do this, you know, and I can remember after the hair piece came in, and it looked good, and we cut it and put it on my head and, you know, glued it down. Remember that?
Yep, I remember that.
And off to work I went.
Yes.
You know, now I have a very public position. A lot of people know me. So here's the big deal for me is, can I walk into the public sector and nobody would know? And that's how it really began, because I took that small step, then walked out into the public, and
it's always a big one.
It always was a big, and you know, nobody knew.
Now here's another one. If I remember right, your wife did not know for quite some time.
Exactly. Now, I did not want to tell her because she is an observant, detailed person. And if I can get it past her, Les, then I had confidence I can
I remember that.
Go freely on my way, you know, and look normal.
Yes.
And of course, it did fool her. She did not know.
Now, one question I want to ask you. and because we covered that. Number one, how much hassle is it to, now that we've got you in the system that we want?
Yeah.
How difficult is it to take care of, or is it a little bit easier maybe than what you used to have when you'd had to try to fit this here and spray this here? Tell me.
Well, I used to spend a lot of time trying to get my hair to look bigger than usual. You know, you get these products, you sprinkle stuff in your hair, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Kind of look like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I spent a lot of time on it, but with the system that you gave me, it was very easy to just put it in place, comb my hair, and go.
Great.
And in fact, since we introduced it in a small way for me, as my hair continued to recede, we moved to a bigger unit, so finally I am wearing one that is
right, the size you needed.
Size I needed.
Great.
And that is easy to put that. You can put tape on it. You know, it's easy to clean. It's just like regular hair.
Right.
And you know, you can put it on. It stays down. It stays intact, and it looks great.
Now you use the non-surgical thin adhesive that we get for you, and you're one of them that likes a clean head and likes to be able to shower and keep your scalp clean. Now, a lot of people use permanent attachment. You can keep this on for a few days at a time if you want to, like you're going on an outing with people or you're involved with other groups. But on the other hand, you can take it off, clean it anything you want, anytime you want, and that's not taking you that much time anymore, is it?
No, it's just like normal hair. You know, if I wear it for 3 days or so what? It's okay. And but I like to at times take it off at night. I'll put it in a cleaning solution, let it soak, and get it out in the morning. And you know, I don't ever blow dry it. I just kind of let it dry naturally. And when I put it on my head, it's just like a normal part of my life now. You know, it's been several years since we started this process, so I remember thinking, I don't know if I could ever get used to this.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of like a normal, everyday thing for me. It's not a hassle. Whether the wind's blowing real hard or whatever the case may be, I don't have the concern like, you know, it's going to fly off into somebody's face that's walking behind me.
Oh yeah, yes. you know, the neat thing about it is, if he bends his hair down, you can see scalp. It's age appropriate, and the man looks great for his age. I mean, when he tells people his age, they freak. Now, one thing, if you turn your hair just a little bit to the side there, see how this hair just flows in there? It's got a little gray in here, but it flows in here. It's a nice move. You can mess this hair up. It's just nice. And this is the cyber hair product that we talk about. He has very fine hair. His hair is kind of straight, so we don't want to put a Groucho Marx thing on him. This is kind of age appropriate. This is how he combs his hair. When he came in, this is the kind of hair he had. He just didn't have much of it. So I always appreciate you allowing us to kind of mold your look and kind of come up with things for you and build that trust in this. And it's been a great relationship.
Well, I have to be one of the most skeptical clients you probably have run into. And
you were nervous, a little bit nervous, but that's not uncommon.
Yeah, because you know you're making a sizable step to do something like this. I'm going to alter my appearance, but you really brought me back to the time when my hair was like this, and it's very good to feel that look again. I've gotten over the part of me that thinks, oh no, you know, I can't look like this. Somebody's going to know. But actually, you know, Les, this has been awesome, and I could say even life-changing for me because it restored confidence again. I mean, and it's a natural-looking process. It's a natural-looking look, and you know, you're an artist when it comes to this stuff.
Well, thank you. It's really rewarding for us to see people that are in the workplace or in the in just the general arena of life and the look that goes on their face and comes over. For us, it's not about the money; it's the individual attention that people get, and you really do. There's people that swear that we changed their lives. Now, we don't try to think of ourselves in that type of, but we just want people to. And the first thing I recommend, and I said, okay, you got your hair. I want you to go out where nobody knows you and see if anybody stares or does anything out of line. Just look and then get some confidence build up. And then after a while, it doesn't even matter if they think you've done something. They can't tell what it is because your hair looks so good. And you're one of those.
Well, you know, thank you. I mean, you have helped me through a very significant transition for me. And you know, you look nowadays, everybody's doing something to look better. You know, whether it's teeth or, you know, breast implants or whatever. Somebody's, you know, coloring their hair, whatever they're doing, they're trying to look better. And it's okay to look your best. It's okay to say, hey, I can look good and do this. And so it's really good for people who are thinking, you know, I'm ready for some kind of a change, ready to invest in myself in such a way that I can make myself look better than I'm looking. And certainly cyber hair has been that for me.
Well, I appreciate that. That's
and
so
it
good.
has in your expertise and skill in getting me through the process.
Thank you.
And now I'm so used to it, I can understand it.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I always like to go with the scenario of if you looked across a room at a function and you saw a woman over there that didn't have a tooth, chances are you probably wouldn't meet her. And she might be the finest young lady you've ever seen in your life. But you never meet her because they get, well, something's not right there. Now, let's change that scenario. You look over there, she's got a beautiful smile. You start to have a relationship with her, and then she says, oh, by the way, I've got crowns. You're not bailing out. It's the same thing with hair. You would have never met that woman if she didn't look a certain way. So people can call stuff vanity. They can call it anything they want, but there's nothing wrong with looking as good as you can look. That's kind of how I feel.
Nothing. And we're getting past the stigma of what wigs look like.
Yes,
remember that?
yes,
You know, it's just,
yes.
Oh my gosh, everybody knows you're wearing.
They wear a tube. You know, yeah.
And the
Everybody's got a rug.
technology is here. You know, it's obviously that the technology is very advanced.
And you have a very active lifestyle. I know you're a Taekwondo guy. I know you're a musician. I know you do a lot of backpacking. So you're a guy that's very active.
Yeah, very active.
So, well, I appreciate your time today. I want to thank you for coming in, and I hope that you enlightening people that are out there in the process. I hope that we've been able to put some of the stigma to rest and some of the things, and I'm just glad the change that it's made in your life.
Thank you, Les.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.